Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Worship Church Live. Worship Church Live. What's going on, people? How y'all doing? All right, you going good? What's going on? It's midweek. Welcome to Worship Church Live with Pastor FuZz. How y'all doing? You good? You good? All right. I was just sitting here going over this thing that hangs on the wall, just making sure everything works all right, and doing a bunch of other stuff. You know, Pastor FuZz stay busy. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? It's midweek, and it's time for me to put this down, or put it up, I guess. Okay. Get the cord out of the way. What's going on, people? It's midweek with Pastor FuZz, and this is the time when I sit down and I talk with y'all, and we have a good time, and we laugh and joke, and sometimes play, or sometimes tell you the truth, but mostly just get you ready for what's coming up next on Sunday. You see what I'm saying? That's right. It's time to tag a few people. Let's see. I know that a few of you are busy, but I'm tagging you anyway, so y'all can check it out later. Yesterday, I was supposed to come to you and on my Facebook page and do inspirational words of wisdom, and I will go do that today in a little bit. I was a busy man yesterday, got in touch with a few people, had to do quite a few things, and I did not get a chance to sit and do my inspirational words of wisdom or jazzy words of wisdom with Pastor FuZz. I didn't get a chance to do that. So now, after this, I will. But, we were talking about truth and all this kind of stuff on Sundays. And Wednesdays, we talk about everything else. And we culminate, we commensurate, sometimes we just ate. You see what I just did? Sometimes we just ate. Y'all didn't get it? Okay, that's all right. Do I have to show love to myself? Look here, I have to do all the ha-has and all this kind of stuff, and I think that's for myself right there, because y'all. Where's the love? Where's the love? But anyway, it's the middle of the week. I hope y'all doing good. Shout out to a few people that who are on here, and a few prayer time for some folks. This is the time when it's just free. It's a free time on Wednesday. We can talk about something, or we could not. we could laugh and giggle. Or not. We could something, which I won't do. I'm going to go ahead and share this right here. Let me go ahead and do this right here. All right. So there are a few people we want to give a shout out to. It's birthday month. Now, last time I think I had said that I had mentioned Alicia, and I'm not really sure, Alicia, if you're listening, Mrs. Mueller, if you are listening, happy birthday to you. I know it's past already, but I have to do that because I'm wearing this, either have to, like I'm sitting in a pub, in north of Wales or something. I don't know, or maybe south of Wales, maybe Killer Wales. This, I might be in Killer Wales. That's the south part of England. Where it's all rough and everything. Or I might have to maybe I'll get some whiskey, like a fresh Scotch. I don't know. I just felt like saying that. I have absolutely nothing. I have absolutely nothing for you. Nothing. There's nothing here. This is just Giggles Day with Pastor FuZz, and I'm hoping that y'all will be like, "Oh, what's going on, Pastor FuZz?" All right, let me see who's here. I don't see anybody. Gosh, where y'all at? Oh, I know why. You know why? Because I got a problem. My problem is I'm not looking at the current post here. Here it is. This is the one. All right. There we go. There we are. Yes. Yes, there we are. I see you. I see you. I see me seeing you. Right there. All right. So now, okay, so last Sunday we were talking about truth, and we were going over these things, and we were talking about how following the truth brings you peace. Following the truth brings you peace. The week 1 was the definition of truth. Week 2 was believing in the truth. Believing in the truth will bring you contentment, and now following the truth, which was just Sunday, will bring you peace. And then this coming Sunday, this coming Sunday will be, come on, speaking the truth. See, y'all supposed to know this. Speaking the truth brings you what? Ready? Speaking the truth brings you anybody? Life. That's right. Okay. Speaking the truth brings you life. And then we do the little Christmas thing. So I've got a little Christmas thing I'm working on right now for you. I ain't going to tell you all about it yet because I want you to be like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This was so great. It was like almost, that's what I want. I want y'all to do. You know what? I'm going to get my boy Biddle on. Biddle, you there? There you go. I'm going to tag you. Look, I want you to be out here. Scotty! you know what? I'm going to get my other Scotty on here. Scotty! Scott Enriquez, all the way back to Wisconsin. My boy Scott. What's going on? Oh, Scott, by the way, for y'all who remember that I had a store called Christian Music Center. So the sign, came up with the idea, and Christian Music Center, CMC, and I was thinking, let me throw it in a fish logo, like in the ichthys. And so I thought, let me go ahead and do this. And I said, who can I do this? Scotty is a great doodler. That's hard to say in the Scottish. Doodler. Doodle. Scotty is a great doodler. Doodle. Wow. I can say doodler in English, but trying to say it with a Scottish accent, doodler. I watch these Scottish guys all the time. I'm trying to perfect my accent and stuff. And I watch these guys say burglar alarm, or purple people eater. And I was like, yeah, it's hard. And I go to say it, purple people eater, and I'm like, purple. But if you do it with a full accent, you can't say it, purple people eater. Burglar. You can't do it. You can't do it with a Scottish accent. Because your tongue has to do a certain thing. Anyway, so that's a little bit of truth. That's some truth right there. You can't say certain things with a Scottish accent. I told you this is just fun time with Pastor FuZz. I told you that's what it is. Let me see if I hook my boy up right here. There he goes. Jimmy, what's going on? Oh, and my boy Tommy. Tommy! Where you at? Oh, Giblet. We got to get Giblet in there too. Anyway, listen here. So we were talking about truth and stuff like that this coming week. Like I said, we're going to be talking about speaking the truth. It brings you life. And then after that, we're doing a little Christmas thing. Okay? I'm working on something for you. So you could be all like, ooh, look at you. You made me so happy with this thing that you're doing, Pastor FuZz. Somewhere here, I hear TC just talking about me. I'm going to tag you too, TC, because I know you talking about me. Just if you could hear this, here he goes with the accent. All right, FuZz, go. Scottish. This guy, when we were out playing, I was out playing with the twins somewhere. I forgot where it was. I think it was Troy. And we were sitting, I think it was Troy. We were sitting in the first year we played in Troy. And we're sitting in the green room, which is a nice trailer. And then, all right, go. As many accents as you can do in 60 seconds. And he would call them out. He'd call out these things. And this was prior to what they do on TikTok. So we were first to do that. I like to go ahead and say that. I wish we had put that on. You should have done that, dude. You should have put it on there. You could have been TikTok famous. Well, we both would have. Anyway, that's just Goofiness. I don't even know where we're going, y'all. It's a good day just to be goofy. It's a busy day. I still have a whole bunch of work to do. As a matter of fact, my alarms were going off to get, to come on and be on here. And honestly, I was doing so much stuff. I was just like, oh, shoot, I'm not going to go live. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous. But I got on time. I can't believe that I was able to get all this stuff. I didn't even have the computer and all this stuff in the studio. I was working on my newsletters and stuff like that. So, and if you want to know, yes, I am a missionary pastor. I do help other churches. I am, what do you call it? I'm a consultant to churches, work for worship, leadership, church leadership, growth, youth, and young adult ministries. And I figure I'll go ahead and tell you some stuff about me, right? If you're following me for the first time. Yes, I do raise my own support for that. And when I go into work at a church, then they add to my support. And then when I'm done with that assignment, there is no money from that church unless they go, you know what? FuZz is the bomb, and we want to go ahead and we're going to just keep on blessing him because the Lord said so. Now, if people do that, I'm happy, but that doesn't always happen. Once I'm done helping somebody, they go, okay, thank you very much, and then that's it. So then I've got to move on and raise some more support. So that's what I do. So for those of you who are wondering, how does he get, what does he do? I know worship church is mostly media right now, but where does the rest come from? And then he said he goes to these other churches. I just don't understand. So if that's what you're wondering, now you know, and come this time every year, we like to get together and get together and celebrate the Christmas season with some folks. Now, for those of y'all who like to come in here and watch this what I like to do to offer this here service is, this takes a little bit of income to produce this right chair. So what I do is I go out and I try to raise the support to make sure that I get this part right here done, and then I'm trying to raise some more support so that I can get so we can move on to the next phase. Now I ain't trying to rush or move ahead before God, because that doesn't make any kind of sense. But when I get a chance to do it, and when I get the income and all that stuff, then we gonna go ahead and worship church gonna be on the thing right there on the map, physically on the map. Now look at here. I already know that the Lord is good. And his mercy endureth forever. Yes, it does. I don't know. I just feel like doing voices today. Don't ask. That's what I got. There's a couple of parts of New York that I used to hang out in a little bit. I didn't go very much, you know what I mean? But I knew people from New York and stuff like that, over there in the Bronx and stuff. And I know a couple of people from Brooklyn, you know what I mean? And, not for nothing, I didn't go, you know what I mean? I didn't go very much. I used to work over in Flushings, right? I used to work over in Flushings, Queens, over there at the Tropicana plant. You used to over by the bridge, the Whitestone. You know what I mean? I used to work over there, and then I worked there for years. Me and my little brother, we used to go over there, and then we would get done with work and everything and come back. It took forever to freaking get over there. I'm telling you right now, it took forever to get over to New York, over that freaking bridge. I'm not kidding. Like one day we drove over there. It took us like 4 hours to get home. Like, can you believe it took me 4 hours to get home? Let me tell you, it was like 33 and a half miles. It was 33 and a half miles. It took me 4 hours. The traffic was ridiculous. We were stuck on the George Washington Bridge for like 2 hours, like sitting there 2 hours on the George. Who freaking sits on the upper level of the George Washington? There's so many cars. There were so many cars. It's like ridiculous. I'm not playing. And it made me sick. I was like, it was so, and it was a hot day, and we were driving the Camaro, right? And so we got out on the car. It was so hot, we got out and laid down on the roof of the car while we were on the bridge and fell asleep like for hours, like literally. You work all night, you work like 8, 10, 12 hours, and then you get on the bridge. Oh my God, I'm telling you for real. Like, no, I'm not kidding you. This was like forever. Yeah, that's what I got. That's the way I feel today. That's the way I feel today. Oh, and then, and then after years, right, of practicing, trying to do other accents, you learn a couple of things. Like, yeah, I got this accent from now. If I'm just speaking, right, this is my regular speaking voice. If I get mad, then you hear me say stuff. You can hear Jersey come out or whatever. But then you hear me when I say refrigerator or water. Those are the two words you can always listen to certain words, right? And so I got a buddy. Let me see if Larry, I'm gonna tag you in here. Larry, you in here? Nope. But Larry Bella is. What's going on, Larry? So there's a couple of people, right? So living in Jersey, you got all these different, like I lived in a neighborhood where there was so many different people, right? And I learned a few things from the people living on my neighborhood. Like there was this guy. His name was Felgraber. I don't know where. I think he was Polish, but I don't know. But he talked like this, and it was like Felgraber. That's how he pronounced his name, Felgraber. I was like, okay, and I'm like, where are you from? And we all thought he was German, right? But he didn't talk like this with the accent. He didn't say the German accent like this. It wasn't this kind of German accent. But he had this kind of rough thing like this, and it sounded. I was like, what is that? Felgraber. So I never knew, but I think he was Polish. I think he was. And then And then the Dormans down the street. Oh my gosh, Mr. and Mrs. Dorman, they lived down the street, and they were like, "Oh, you kids are beautiful with your dark skin. Oh, you're so lovely. Yes, I love this. I'm glad that you, and you know what? Let me come over. Let me give you, I'll take you in there for a knish. You come on, you give you some knish, and then you just will love it. Have you never had a knish? You never had one? Just listen, it's delicious. Just come, listen, you and your mother and your father just come over to the place. We'll do a whole thing, and, we'll have a little thing. And then they moved. See, down the street from my house was a shul. Right, there was shul. You could have, a temple where you would have a shul down at the end, and then there was this guy. He came out, and they had the whole thing, and then the guy with the thing. He would come in there. What do they call him? The rabbi. So the rabbi would come in, and the rabbi would stop over, and sometimes he would stop by the Dormans, and the Dormans would go over to the temple at the end of the block, and then they would have shul, and then we would go down the street, and we would ride around in the block over there, and the next thing you know, there was the people would come, and there was more than just the Dormans. There were a couple of people that lived in this place, and then after a while, that they started to do that thing where they, well, then all of the blacks came in the neighborhood, and then next thing you know, there were Puerto Ricans and all the stuff. I gotta go, and then Mexicans. After that, then the neighborhood was verklempt, and we had to leave. and then, Adolfo. Adolfo's mother was killing me, man. Adolfo's mother and father. Adolfo was half Mexican and half, I think he was half Puerto Rican, which was weird because we didn't know the difference. We just knew Spanish. We didn't know. We had Mexican. What's a Mexican? That's the first thing we said because we had a lot of Puerto Ricans living in my neighborhood, and Cubanos, Puerto Rican, we sit down and we have the arroz con pollo, stuff like that. Pero we don't have no problem with them. They don't have a problem with me. We go down, papi. We hang out. You know what I'm saying? This is the stuff that we used to do. We hang out and stuff like this in the neighborhood, and then Carlos would come over, and we had this beautiful Nicaraguan family that lived at the corner. I think I was like 10. And Jacqueline was there. She was Nicaraguan, and her parents, were like very protective of their daughter, as well they should be. And that was my 10-year-old crush. I think she was like 16. Jacqueline Montegudo. Jacqueline, if you're ever listening, I'm sorry. No. I made a fool of myself for a few people in my neighborhood. Anyway, so there was just all kinds of people in my neighborhood. So when people see me and I start doing all these different things, don't worry. I don't have multiple personality disorder. Okay, I just am remembering all the fun people that used to live on my block and stuff. So that's what I got. So when you see me doing stuff, if you know me as a person and whatever, and I'm not doing Worship Church Live, and I'm doing all these kinds of different voices or whatever. And granted, I haven't been out there for a while, so my accents, they're not spot on anymore, And I used to do a fairly decent Irish accent, but no, it's no good. So, I used to do all kinds of stuff, and I need to really start practicing. So, if y'all come on, and you send me some messages, let me know. Just. Come on, check it out. Anyway, that's it. I only had a few things. Now that we're done with that, just know that on Sundays at 12:35, right here on Worship Church Live, you can get a message. On Wednesdays, we either, depending on who's watching or whatever, we either can talk about it, review it, or we can talk about whatever. And today just happened to be crazy time with Pastor FuZz. And now I'm going to get done with this and have a little more crazy time over on my personal page. And then on Fridays on my personal page, we go ahead and we have fun doing, let's talk about it with Pastor Fudge. With Fudge. The kids used to call me Pastor Fudge up in Waterloo. That's a whole nother story. But we have a time on Friday on my personal page. Let's talk about it with Pastor FuZz. And that's when the curmudgeon in me comes out. You know, that's when the curmudgeon in me, that's the time that I get to have some fun and get frustrated with people and come on, kind of stuff like that. Come on. That's what it should be. Come on with Pastor FuZz. Come on, please. Well, you got to be kidding me with Pastor FuZz, stuff like that. So here at 11:35 on Wednesday, here on Sunday at 12:35, and on my personal page, it is Tuesdays, or in this case today, Wednesday, and then Friday. And I'll throw back. I'm trying to get where I do some throwback worship on Thursdays, but a lot of the stuff that I did was recorded, and that computer got stolen. So we're gonna have a little fundraiser of some sort to kind of get some stuff back, the materials, but we won't be able to get those memories back. So I lost pictures of my family and everything. So that's kind of sucky, but it's not the first time it's happened to me. So I'm always losing. Somebody's always taking some of my history or my or my traditions or whatever. I'm used to that. So that's what it is. Anyway, that's Pastor FuZz time. It's time to pay the bills. Here we go. Like I told you earlier, I am a missionary pastor. So here's what the information you need if you want to join the team. Hey guys, if you want to join the team here and sponsor Worship Church Live and Pastor FuZz and the ministry that we do, go to www.worldoutreach.org/315 and make donations of any type. We will get you the tax information you need, and you can be blessing people just like other people are already. Thank you very much. Be blessed. Remember, I'm fantastic, you're fantastic, and together we can serve a fantastic God. All right now.